Hi everyone, it's Donna here and I'm delighted to share with you my COVID mask album. I tracked COVID for a year and a half and I put it all in this one little album and I'm going to share with you. The base of this is called Perpetual album and I used Clare Charvill from My Creative Spirit. I used her guidelines. I did change a lot of the pockets and everything just to make it work for what I wanted to do. The papers I used were Scrapbook Customs COVID-19 collection, Photoplay Quarantine Life, The New Normal, and Laugh or Cry. I used their papers, their stickers, their ephemera, and the solid papers were from Close to My Heart. So this is a mask. It looks in the shape of a mask with the little pockets there. It's quite thick. And the back, I have eyelets here, and it looks like it's tied up like you would tie up a mask. So we will just go ahead and undo these. The eyelets are to stop the ribbon from just flying everywhere. And let's get started on this. So this is it. This is COVID-19. This is my first introduction to the virus, and we do not have television service where we live, but they did provide TV service for I think about 6 months for free. CP24 was our channel, and that way everybody could keep updated. This was me making masks. A lot of people know I sew. It's a great hobby for me. And this is all the steps onto making just one mask. So, you know, just from purchasing the fabric, and I got in there before they were even close, which was really good. And I did have a lot of cottons in my stash, so that worked out well. And as you can see, there's a lot of steps just to making the masks. And I just thought, you know, that way people could get an idea of how much work really actually went into the mask. So yeah, there was 12 steps into that I did record. And then here we are in March 2020 was when, March 11th was when the WHO kind of shut the world down. It became a global pandemic. So I did try to grab the Johns Hopkins global map, and I marked Canada on most of them. And it was amazing how fast these rose from month to month to month. And these were just like, we had two friends come over, and it was funny because I put on a snorkel and a mask, and my husband put on his fencing thing and had Windex. And it was funny, and it's like, please do not steal our toilet paper, because toilet paper was the big thing that was in slow demand, which nobody understood because it was a respiratory virus, not the other end. Anyway, these are some of my friends, family, and just wearing the masks I made, and you could have a free mask if I could take a photo for my scrapbook album, so they were all good. And there we go. And this is just about the virus and what it does to people and stuff like that. And then here's April. Sorry we are closed. That was the month we did actually close our business because our clients just were not coming. We don't have a very well, like that's why they come to us. They're not well. So again, there's the map. And that was my journaling about what I saw, what is going on. So again, most of this is through my own liking, because we don't have TV service, but we did have that, and just from what was going on, just out like even in our area. You know, a lot of recreational spots were still closed. I started making my own lattes and London fogs here at the office. And FaceTime became a lot of things. This is my daughter, and we were just FaceTiming, which was really great. So you still got that. You still got to talk to a lot of people. May was my birth month, so my daughter and I always went dress shopping for my birthday. So we had to do it online. So this is our conversation as we were texting back and forth of, do you like this one? What do you think about that one? And these were actually the two dresses that I did choose from Laura Petite's, and I still wear them. They're awesome. And there's Flatten the Curve. Again, the journal, the map, Canada. In this little pocket, we have some tags showing like homeschooling for the grandchildren, a social visit for my daughter, you know, a little fun little thing that still was about sorry about your birthday, but I did make myself a cake. So it was a gluten-free chocolate with peanut butter icing cake. This is me in my dino costume, just spreading love around the neighborhood with COVID-free hugs. A little social distance iced tea with my friend. And of course we planted a really big garden because food was becoming scarce on the shelves at that point because everybody was in panic mode. June, here we go. There's the map again and the journal spot. This was our very first time having a social visit with our friend Paul at his house. I mean, it was easy to do. You stayed on the other side of the table, you went for a swim, and that was my first haircut I got, and that was since December 2019, so that was good. This is just a bunch of how the sales went up on certain things, like hand sanitizer sales were up 735%. It was just crazy like that. And this is when the new Ontario's action plan came in with the red, the yellow, and the green. So I put all the stages there and just some more friends wearing the masks that I purchased for, or sorry, made for them. Didn't purchase them. Here's July. There's the map again. And in here is just another journal spot, and the grandkids stopped by and they're being silly with their little bandana masks above their face. Now James says, well, if my wife can make a mask, I'm going to make a mask. So this is him. There's step one. He took a plaster cast, a plaster wrap of his face, and this is just on the back of each of these, or just explaining the steps there. And step two, he made a plaster mold of his lower face there. Step three, he molded one out of copolymer. And then for all you Hannibal Lecter fans, that was his end result. He just cracks me up, that guy. I wish he wore it into his store and I would film the people's reactions as they were walking by. That would have been really funny. August, there's the map again. Lots of journaling there. And again, just some stuff of how we handled the COVID. I mean, we could swim. We went exploring lakes. I mean, we had a birthday party with my Golden Scissor group, and we just stayed away. And 2020 was written by Stephen King and directed by Quentin Tarantino, which totally sums it up for a lot of people. Put that under the belly band there. Okay, September. Again, the map and the journaling right there. Now, these were all the mask batches that I did. So I did them in lots as I got supplies, because I mean, elastic was hard to find at one point, and you know, you'd have to order it and pick it up curbside, the fabrics and stuff. So I went from, like, my first batch was 19, because I ran out of elastic. You know, and then I just kept going up, 41, 60, and then we went all the way up here. So I did about 10 batches of masks, and the grand total was 700. So I made 700 masks. I remember hitting that 700 and I went, okay, I'm done. The last 150 I donated to a lady who deals with out of cold, the women's shelters and everything in our local area, and she handed them out to you know, the women's shelter. Whoever needed one, they got one, which was great. So I'm glad I could help out there. October was my first crop, so it was very safe. I felt very safe. I was wondering, they said if you didn't feel safe, they would refund your money. But we did. We all ate at our own 8-foot round table, and you know, here's some of my friends. We all had the same mask, so we put them on for a photo op. My daughter wearing the Thanksgiving one, and again the map and the journal. November, November was a big binge watching month for me because we don't have a TV or anything, but I do have my daughter's Netflix account, so I just started watching stuff and she told me to watch Schitt's Creek, so this is why this one's here. It's like, ew, COVID. So that was fun. This is how we had to shop. You know, we stood on line, you stood apart, only a certain amount of people in. I did a lot of Uber Eats and skipped the dishes. And then we're getting together with my golden scissors. We all kind of stayed apart, even though we could still get together. During lockdowns, though, we did not meet, but during this we did because we felt very safe with each other. And so that was great. We didn't share food, we didn't hug and everything else. And there's the journal spot there. And this is why it's called Perpetual, because once you're done that, you start over here. And it just keeps going this way. So December, I mean, here's some of people with my masks and the Christmas masks. And then we had a lovely gathering of a holiday bonfire, and it was with the neighbors, and it was very easy to stay away from everybody and stay safe. And we had a virtual Christmas with my daughter. We opened our gifts on Facebook, so not all was lost. Down here, you can see this is all my Christmas masks I had. I had 16 of them, and the map again. January, you know, you have to get outdoors. I mean, outdoors is a great way to just stay insane. But we live in a beautiful paradise every season, so it was easy to do. This was actually my first time snowshoeing, and it was just in the field across from us. So there's James with the old kind. Here's me with the new kind. He stayed on top. These made me sink, so I think I would opt for the wood ones because they just displace your weight better. And there's the map, and this is just the journaling spots here. I just broke it up just for some different elements there. February, this is my daughter and I with the Valentine masks on. And this belly band here, so I put the map on the slider, and of course the journal spot. And in March, this is us wearing, again, my daughter, not us, my daughter and I wearing the St. Patrick's one. So this was exactly 1 year later, right here in the March. And this is what's going on. And again, the COVID map. And this is just a Queens of, I call them the Golden Scissors Queens of Distance. So we did a little St. Patrick's Day birthday celebration for our friend. And I had a little visit with another friend, but the dogs didn't understand the social distancing thing, which was okay. And a large journal spot there. This was a thank you card from the lady who I donated all the masks to, so that was very lovely. I just took a little smaller shot of it, put it on there, because that was very nice of her to do that. And then April, this is called the new normal again, the map, and just some stickers. They had some great stickers in all those collections. This was, I guess I had a lot to say because this was a lot of journaling there. So, yeah. And there's me at Easter. I put on another costume and I just went around giving bunny hugs and treats for everybody. And this was my first time virtual scrapbooking with my good friend Joe T. So that was great. In May, this is when everybody started to get all their vaccines and everything. This is my daughter and her boyfriend. That was their first shot. And I did buy a fishing kayak, and I did order it, I think in January, and I was lucky. I got the last one on the order, and it was actually, he says, you're gonna have to have the aqua one. I was like, oh, darn, because that's my favorite color. So I did buy a nice fishing kayak and loved it. I was out with it a lot, but I'm a water person, so anything on there. This was the first experience with the first dose. I had Pfizer the first time, and I was horribly sick for 10 days after getting that shot. And I'm wondering if I did get COVID. I mean, I still have the little bit of cough to this day. And that was from the vaccine. So I am not sure, but these are all the steps, the waiting, you know, you get your immunization. So, and this is just the journaling about the steps and the process and what I was thinking of when I was getting that shot. So yeah, I was fine the day after, and it hit me just like a ton of bricks, and for 10 days I was pretty much out. And so yeah, that was my experience with the first vaccine, which was Pfizer, and James got his the day later. This was this is a funny little meme here. This was in June. The cost of lumber was crazy, and people were listing their houses and getting like almost $300,000 more than what they're actually worth or what they're assessed at. It was just a crazy time for people who wanted to even buy a home for the first time. So, you know, unfortunately, that's what things do in history here. And this was the second vaccine, and I got Moderna. And again, this is me getting there. There you go. James and I went on the same day. And this is the update here for July. Now, I wasn't as sick. I was only kind of feeling off for about 3 days. August, right here. This was my first time I actually got to see my daughter in person after 15 months. Boy, did we hug a lot. There was a lot of tears on her part, and we laugh about that because I'm usually the crier. So we had a great time. We had like 4 days, and we just pretty much vegetated, didn't go out, and just that was our Starbucks we grabbed on our way to her condo. September, right here. This is again the COVID update, and they're all talking about, oh, if you had this vaccine with this vaccine, you shouldn't, you know, you can't do this. So I have this little vaccine cocktail menu that was just a fun little thing to say, well, this one's called this if you had Pfizer, and if you had this, you have to have the Moderna, and it was just funny. This was my first time out in it wasn't really a restaurant, it was a tea room, but I felt really kind of uncomfortable because we were not wearing masks at the table, but the server was wearing a mask, and I felt so bad for her. But I guess that's just me. I was just I was more uncomfortable for her versus me. And again, the update there, and then this is the end of, because at the end of September was a year and a half, and then this is just my closing journalings that I did just to say, okay, I had this, that, this is what I thought about the world, and yeah, and it just, you know, to me, it just was not a negative in my life. Not a lot changed really in my personal life. You could still hang out with friends. We did a lot of canoeing and kayaking with our friends on the water, which is easy to stay away from people. You could have backyard fires. So nothing really changed a lot personally in that regard. Business was affected definitely because of our clientele. You know, they're, you know, group homes, nursing homes, elderly, and immunocompromised. But other than that, COVID was an eye-opener for a lot of people, and a lot, which was a good thing, I think, because then, you know, you could see people's eyes, and you had to look them in the eyes because the mask covered the rest of their face, and it's just that you learn, you know, what it's all about. You know, life could be taken away, and I'm very fortunate that we did not get COVID. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this little video. Thank you. Bye.